I'd like to invite Mr. Reuben Fast Horse, the Lakota Languages Consortium. He's a currently NYU Lakota teacher at New York University. Just a little bit about him before I hand over the mic to him. He's a college graduate of Sitting Bull College in General Studies with an emphasis of the LEAP program. He's an accomplished showman for K through 12 children in the U.S. and abroad. He's a lecturer and performer of Native American culture for universities, colleges, religious affiliated schools, government schools, elementary and middle schools. He's fluently bilingual in Lakota and English. He excels at public speaking. He's a cultural liaison and an entertainer, and he'll have a very special performance for us this afternoon. I will hand over the mic to him.
Wamitakuyapi, le ambetuki le li le washte lo chuchantama washte ne betchus apolo. Le me et khashukaluza machab, na le me traichugwi shugman wambli washtewi. Naha atewayeki pategla sotawi, Mavis Fast Horse. Naha ina atewayeki Maraska, Snow Goose, Joseph Peacock. Naha gakyaki himataha iwaslata naha paha azizi ashwana lecha ikta elwati iktati Warwick, New York. Hello and welcome. My name is Reuben Fast Horse. My parents' name are Mavis Peacock, and my father's Joseph Peacock. They've rest in peace. I come from the Standing Rock Sioux Reservation in North and South Dakota, and also the Pine Ridge Reservation, which is the poorest place in America. I've recently come here in the last 3 years to teach at NYU the Lakota language to people of Native and non-Native status, and so the teaching still continues on, and I'm very proud and happy to be here today to share a little bit of what we do. And so in our classroom and bringing it back, because every 2 weeks an Indigenous language dies someplace in the world. And for us, we're on the cusp, we're at the extinction point of our language as Lakota people. These are the people of Sitting Bull, Crazy Horse, Red Cloud. So I'm happy to be a part of this day and this time to share a little bit of the languages of our people. For this is 2019 is the year of the Indigenous language, as deemed by the United Nations here. So my family is very excited about this. Very few of our people speak the language, and as I taught at Sitting Bull College in North Dakota and grade schools, to bring the language back, to provide an identity again for our children so they know who they are, where they come from, and things like the suicide rate for Native American people, especially from the ages of 13 through 18, is 15 times higher than the national average. And so these are the kind of things we face as Lakota people, not knowing our language and being able to adapt and bring it in. So we're constantly doing new things with our language and bringing new words in. And like when we have something like today, what would we have? We just had it up here. Awonspe omnaya. 200 years ago, 20, even 25 years ago, we would not have the Lakota word for computer. And so now we're learning to bring in words, and I believe it's called neologism, the creation of new words. So the word in Lakota, awonspe omnaya, computer really means it thinks by itself. It thinks by itself. We didn't have a yechinkianke 25 years ago. We didn't have a car. So we're bringing in new words, and this is kind of the idea to keep our minds open and ready to adapt and change as Indigenous people, especially among my people in the Lakota area, Dakota area. And I'll give you an example through two forms of medium, using my hand of sign and gesture. I'd like to share the reason why these languages are so important. Before English, French, German came to this part of the world, we had a universal language, the language of silence. American Indian Sign Language predates ASL, what the hearing impaired called American Sign Language today. So I'd like to give you an example of that in silence, and then I'd like to share with you in English. And so the reason being is because there were so many words that had ways of speaking to each other. And I'll give you an example by using one word. The word is coffee. Most of us like coffee. We drink coffee, maybe too much. Coffee, among the Blackfeet tribe of Montana, the Blackfeet call it sukapi. Sukapi. Among the Dene, the Navajo people of the Arizona, New Mexico area, they say for coffee, ihwe. Ihwe. In the western part, and ahwe. Ahwe. In the eastern part of the reservation. If we look at the Arikara in North Dakota, they say skadid, skadid. And the Hidanza say midi shibija. These are all words for coffee in the indigenous language people, at least a little bit out west. As you come further east, among the Anishinaabe people, the Ojibwa, the Great Lakes area, for coffee they say makade mashkiki wabuin. Now, if you want a blueberry pie to go with your cup of muckaday, you would say in Ojibwa Indian, Anishinaabe Indian, for blueberry pie, mini buski, mini sigan, but a jigingui si jigane bagwajigan. It's the second most complex language in the world next to Chinese. But among us Lakota out west, for coffee, we've always said Starbucks. So the reason why I'm sharing this is to give you an idea of the different languages that are indigenous just here in America. And our eyes should not always turn out to the world, which is a very good place and has been doing, but to the inner world of this America, this ancient America. And so I'd like to share this in the form of this poem in silence, and then I'll share it in English. And it goes like this. Thank you. So this is what it meant. It says English, and it goes like this. O great mystery, whose voice I hear in the wind, and whose breath gives life to all the world, hear me. I am small and weak. One of your many, many children am I. Let me walk in beauty and make my eyes ever behold the red and purple sunrise. Make my hands respect the many things you have made, and make my ears sharp to hear your voice, and to make me wise, that I may know the many things that you've hidden in every leaf and rock. I seek strength not to be greater than my brother, but to fight my greatest enemy, myself. Make me always ready to come before you with clean hands and straight eyes, so that when life fades as a fading sunset, my spirit may come before you without shame. Thank you, and enjoy the festival. Thank you very much.
Many thanks to Mr. Reuben Fast Horse for that really fascinating presentation.